So there's no secret that I am a fan of electronic music artists, for example, Deadmau5, Armin van Buuren, of course, Infected Mushroom and others. A few years ago when they released their masterclasses, I bought them and watched the videos, and today I just want to show you a little bit what I think about them, what the difference between perhaps Deadmau5 and Armin van Buuren is. Hopefully YouTube won't flag this video because I'm not going to play everything, of course, because you have to pay for it. But I just wanted to show you a little bit and just react a little bit to it and tell you what I think. When you buy these masterclasses, you get a bunch of lessons, if you will. Yeah, so Joel Zimmerman here is just talking about music production and what he thinks, and it can look something like this.
Part of being original, part of having a sound, is being able to create music or effects or processes that can't be recreated.
So he's giving you some insights, some thoughts in the introduction here.
For anyone wanting to get involved more actively into, the production, I don't know, funny or, helpful, because, like, I'll tell you right now, I'm pretty socially inept as is, and
as we already know. Yeah, so you have a different chapter here. You have the Deadmau5 process, the theory, where he goes into how he is producing his tracks and what goes on in his head when he is producing.
Okay, now that's cool. I mean, it's so disassociating within music and stuff like that. But EDM, I think it's pretty subjective for me making a song until kind of use that. It's all about just like all major stuff, and I mean majors and key. It was all very uplifting.
Talking a little bit about music theory, of course, and going into practice, right?
There, I've got a root set up.
Showing you a little bit in Ableton Live, where he starts off and kind of how he develops the melody.
Here, that's just doing that. Now it needs a resolve,
right, and talks a little bit about how you should build your home studio and more musical development of melodic parts.
I know the top note should be this, so I'm going to put that in the same spot.
Right.
They go well together, so it's finding.
Then he talks about turning melodies into arrangements, and then talks about synthesized sounds, modular synthesizers, talking a little bit about that, digital versus analog synthesizers. And this one I really liked, the shaping sounds with effects and processing.
Producers too.
Like he's using this the thermionic vulture culture, I think it's called, just to.
You're limited.
He's throwing serum into the hardware effect, and it kind of creates a new sound, right?
Reverbs kind of sound.
Talks a little bit about that.
Give it a little more presence.
I don't think I can play like a lot of these clips because YouTube is going to kill me or something. I don't know. But I guess this is a reaction, so. Yeah, he's showing off the track called Snow Cone here.
And then the L2 here. Is that there? Okay.
Showing off what plugins he uses. He uses Waves plugins here in this track.
Mixing is knowing how these processors work. And
I think Deadmau5 Masterclass, if you are interested in that kind of music, or if you are interested in kind of more nerdiness, more synthesizer, more kind of cables, more gear focused, I think you should go for the Deadmau5 Masterclass, because he's really focused on that. He is an a nerd at heart, of course, people know that. It's a good insight in his process. I at least got a few takeaways from this, and I have used them in my productions, and it has helped. So I think it's helpful to see this masterclass. I think it's pretty good. So Armin's masterclass, I think, is perhaps a little bit more organized. So it starts with introduction, finding melodic inspiration, building your studio, templates, organization. In Logic, he uses Logic. You don't have to use Logic to get something off these masterclasses, or you don't have to use Ableton. The theory is the same behind everything, and it doesn't depend on what kind of DAW you use. And here is something interesting, because these they are two guys which are actually working on different parts of the track at the same time. That's pretty interesting to see that kind of workflow.
No, I'm trying to find a cool plucked lead or something.
Right.
That's the sound that inspires me.
Expose all your instruments to a different key to see if it sounds better. First of all, it can fit the kick better.
Yeah, this is trance. I like it.
Because I have a clear attack, and I don't clog up your mix very fast.
And then it talks about creating a groove, part 1, part 2, adding groove and bass. Yeah, so there's a lot of videos here. It's about arrangement in the studio, percussion arrangement, building the drop, working with vocals, lyrics, tracking, comping, mixing, then talking about DJing, building a set, using a deck, performance tips, hosting radio show, early influences, and yeah. If you want to get a lot of information for your money, I think perhaps Armin's masterclass is best in that case. In terms of organization and information delivery, I think that Armin's masterclass is more information packed, more useful information actually. And I think Deadmau5's masterclass is useful, certainly useful, but I think it's more entertaining, if you will, if you understand what I mean. So this was just my short take about the masterclasses, and I hope that leaves you with something at least. If you want to support, you can check out the next video that pops up here, and I also have a huge list of links in the description below to places I am active on the interwebs. That's all for today. Talk to you later. Goodbye.